My beloved child. Wait. Something is shifting around you, quietly, almost invisibly, but powerfully enough to change everything you thought you knew. Don't skip this moment. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what I'm about to reveal is not just a feeling, it is something that has already begun to unfold behind your back. And the most surprising part? It involves you, and a secret your soulmate has been holding for far too long. Pause for a second. Have you felt it? That strange pull lately, like someone is thinking about you more intensely than before. Like your name has been spoken in rooms you've never entered. Like conversations have happened, where you were the center, without even knowing it. This is not random. This is not imagination. This is the beginning of something being revealed. And no, it's not ordinary. Don't skip, because the deeper truth hasn't even surfaced yet. There is someone connected to your soul, someone who has been carrying a truth about you, not a small truth, not something casual, something they have replayed in their mind, over and over, wondering when, and how, it would finally come out. But here's where everything changes. That secret is no longer staying hidden. Something has happened recently. A moment, a conversation, a slip, or maybe a deliberate choice. And now, what was once protected in silence is slowly reaching the surface. Stay till the end, because when you understand what this secret is, it will change the way you see your connection completely. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how certain people act differently around you, without explanation? How someone avoids saying something, yet their eyes reveal more than their words ever could? How there's a pause, a hesitation, as if something is being held back at the last second. That's not coincidence. That's containment. And your soulmate has been doing exactly that. Containing something powerful, something emotional, something they were never sure you were ready to hear. But now, that control is breaking. Don't skip this part, because what I'm about to say next is where the truth starts to breathe. Your soulmate has been talking about you, not casually, not occasionally, deeply, repeatedly, with a tone that reveals far more than simple words ever could. And someone noticed. Yes. Someone close to them noticed the way your name carries weight when spoken, the way silence follows after, the way their energy shifts, completely. And that someone asked a question, a simple question, but powerful enough to unlock everything. Why do you speak about them like that? And in that moment, everything changed. Stay till the end, because the answer to that question is the secret that is finally coming out. There was a pause, a deep breath, a moment where your soulmate could have avoided it again, could have hidden it again, could have smiled and changed the topic, but this time, they didn't. Something inside them said, enough. Enough hiding. Enough pretending this is normal. Enough acting like you are just another person in their life. Because you're not. And that truth began to slip through. But here's where it gets even deeper. The secret is not just about what they feel. It's about what they realized. And that realization has everything to do with you. Something they understood recently. Something that hit them unexpectedly. Like a quiet wave that they couldn't ignore anymore. Don't skip, because this realization is what's pushing everything into the open now. They realized, you are not replaceable, not in their life, not in their thoughts, not in their emotional world. No matter how much distance, no matter how much silence, no matter how much time passed, you remained constant, present, unforgettable. And that realization scared them, not because it was negative, but because it was real. too real to ignore anymore. So when that question came, they couldn't lie this time. They couldn't pretend. They couldn't shrink what they feel. And slowly, carefully, they started to reveal it. Not everything at once, but enough for the truth to begin escaping. Stay till the end, because what they said next is something you were never supposed to hear like this. But now, you are. And once you hear it, you will never look at your connection the same way again. They said something simple, but powerful. Something that didn't sound dramatic, but carried a depth that cannot be faked. They said, "I don't think they understand what they mean to me." And silence followed. A deep, heavy silence. Because in that one sentence, everything was hidden, and everything was revealed. Don't skip, because this is just the beginning. What came after that, what they admitted next, what they have been holding inside for so long, is something even they didn't expect to say out loud. And now that it has started, it cannot go back into silence. Something huge is waiting for you. And in the next moment, the secret will no longer be a secret at all. Listen closely, because what unfolded next was not planned, not rehearsed, and definitely not meant to stay hidden anymore. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was a shift in the air the moment those words were spoken. I don't think they understand what they mean to me. It didn't sound loud. It didn't sound dramatic. But it carried something undeniable. Something that made the person listening stop completely. Because they felt it. They felt the truth behind those words. And they didn't let it go. Then tell me, they asked. A simple sentence, but powerful enough to pull everything out. And for a moment, your soulmate hesitated. Not because they didn't know the answer, but because they knew, once they said it, there would be no going back. Don't skip this part, because what came next is the secret that has been building inside them for so long. They looked away, not to hide, but to gather something. Courage, clarity, truth. And then slowly, they spoke again. It's not just what they mean to me. A pause. A deep breath. It's what they've become to me. Feel that. Because that sentence is not ordinary. It's not casual. It's not something someone says without meaning every word. And the person listening felt the weight of it instantly. Then why haven't you told them? Came the next question. And this is where everything gets deeper. Stay till the end. Because the answer to that question is something that will stay with you long after this moment ends. Your soulmate didn't answer immediately. Because the truth was not easy to say. It wasn't about fear. It wasn't about doubt. It was something more complex, something more human, something more real. They said, because I'm afraid they'll see it as something small, when it's actually everything to me. Let that sink in. Don't skip. Because this changes everything. They don't see you as temporary. They don't see you as just another connection. They don't see you as something that can be replaced or forgotten. To them, you are something they cannot explain easily. Something that feels rare. Something that feels once in a lifetime. And that's the secret. Not just that they feel something, but how deeply they feel it. So deeply, that even expressing it feels like a risk. But here's where the energy shifts. Again, because the person listening didn't stay silent this time. They leaned forward and said something that your soulmate didn't expect. You're not hiding this anymore, are you? That question hit differently, because it wasn't just a question. It was a mirror, a reflection of everything they had been avoiding. And for the first time, your soulmate didn't avoid it. They didn't change the subject. They didn't pretend. They didn't smile it away. They nodded, slowly, but clearly. I can't anymore. Stay till the end. Because this is the moment everything begins to move toward you. Something inside them has shifted. A line has been crossed. A decision has been made. Not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply, and permanently. They are no longer okay with silence. They are no longer okay with pretending this is just another feeling. They are no longer okay with keeping you in the dark. And that's why this secret is coming out now. Not later. Not someday. Now. Don't skip. Because what you're about to understand next is the most important part of all. This is not just about what they said. It's about what they are about to do. Because words can stay hidden, but actions? Actions reveal everything. And something is already in motion. A message that hasn't been sent yet, but is being thought about constantly. A step that hasn't been taken yet, but is getting closer every day. A moment that is waiting to happen. Something huge is waiting for you. Because your soulmate has reached the point where silence feels heavier than speaking. Where holding back feels more painful than revealing the truth. Where losing the chance to tell you feels worse than any outcome. And that's where everything changes. But wait, don't skip this next part. Because there is still one piece missing. One final realization that pushed them from thinking into deciding. It happened quietly, in a moment where they were alone. No conversation, no outside influence, just them and the truth they could no longer ignore. They asked themselves one question, just one. What if I lose them, without ever letting them know? And that question changed everything. Because the answer was something they couldn't accept. So now, the secret is no longer safe inside them. The truth is no longer hidden behind silence. And the distance between you is no longer something they are willing to keep. Stay till the end. Because what happens next is not just a possibility anymore. It's becoming a reality. And very soon, you won't be wondering anymore. You won't be guessing anymore. You won't be feeling something without understanding it. You will see it. You will hear it. You will feel it, clearly. Because the moment, when everything comes out, is closer than you think. Before you move even a second further, pause. Because what is unfolding now is not just a continuation. It's the moment where everything hidden begins to take shape. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a difference between feeling something and deciding to act on it. And your soulmate has crossed that line. Quietly, deeply, irreversibly. You see, for a long time, they lived in a space of maybe. Maybe this feeling will fade. Maybe it's just temporary. Maybe you don't feel the same. Maybe silence is safer. But that space? It no longer exists. Because something inside them has become too clear to ignore. Too strong to silence. Too real to question anymore. Don't skip this part. Because this is where the secret transforms into intention. They started noticing something strange. Not around you, but within themselves. Every time they tried to distract their mind, you returned. Every time they tried to move forward without thinking of you, something pulled them back. Not forcefully, not dramatically, but consistently. Like a quiet truth that refuses to disappear. And then it happened. A realization so simple, yet so powerful, that it shifted everything in a single moment. They realized, you are not someone they can get over. Feel that. Because that realization is not light. It's not casual. It's not something that fades. It's something that anchors. Stay till the end. Because what they do with this realization is what brings everything to you. At first, they tried to reason with it. They told themselves, maybe I just need time. Maybe I just need distance. Maybe this will pass. But time didn't change it. Distance didn't weaken it. And silence? Silence made it louder. Don't skip. Because this is the turning point. They stopped fighting it, stopped analyzing it, stopped trying to make it smaller than it is. And for the first time, they accepted it, fully, without resistance, without fear, without hesitation. I can't ignore this anymore. That's what they said to themselves. And in that moment, the secret became a decision. Something huge is waiting for you. Because once a feeling becomes a decision, everything begins to move. They began replaying moments. Moments with you. Moments about you. Moments they once thought were small, but now feel like clues. The way you spoke. The way you listened. The way you existed, without trying to be anything more. And suddenly, everything made sense. Don't skip this next part. Because this is where it becomes undeniable. They realized, you were never ordinary to them. Not from the beginning. Not even for a second. They just didn't understand it, until now. And that realization? It brought clarity. A clarity so strong, it replaced every doubt they once had. Now they know. Not think. Not guess. Know. That what they feel for you is not something they will find again. Stay till the end. Because what happens after knowing something like that is what changes everything. They started imagining a future. Not in a dramatic way. Not in a fantasy. But in a quiet, honest way. And every time they did, you were there. Not as an option. Not as a possibility. But as a constant. And that scared them, at first. Because something so real demands courage. But then, that fear turned into something else. Something stronger. Something clearer. Something unstoppable. It turned into certainty. Don't skip. Because this is the moment where the secret is no longer just words. It becomes movement. They are preparing. Not in a loud way. Not in a way that others can see. But internally. Emotionally, mentally, they are preparing to reach out, to express, to reveal. Because now, not saying anything, feels like losing something irreplaceable. And they can't accept that. Not anymore. Something huge is waiting for you. Because very soon, you will feel a shift. Not confusion. Not doubt. A shift. Clear. Direct. Undeniable. The kind of moment where everything suddenly makes sense. But wait, don't skip this final piece. Because there is one last realization that sealed everything for them. It came in silence. In a moment where they weren't distracted. Where there was no noise. No outside voice. Just them, and the truth. They asked themselves, what if they've been waiting too? And that question opened something inside them. Because deep down, they feel it. They feel that this connection is not one-sided, not imagined, not accidental. And that feeling is what's giving them the final push. Stay till the end. Because the next step they take is not going to be small. It's not going to be subtle. It's not going to be something you miss. It will be clear. It will be real. And it will come from a place that has been silent for too long. The secret is no longer safe. The truth is no longer hidden. And the distance between you is about to change. Because your soulmate is no longer asking, what if? They are ready to find out. And when they do, everything between you will shift in a way you never expected.